While we just changing cameras, Jan, let us know. There's quite a few wild dog questions. I'm sure lots of people enjoy that, Jan.
Yes, Peter, I'm going to combine two questions. The first one is from Kim, and she wants to know, is it normal to have only two dogs hunting together? And the other one from Joe Williams is, I'm curious about the back status of these wild dogs. Most of the wild dogs I've seen on television feature much larger pack hunting. Is it common for only two of them to hunt like this? The first one is from Kim and the second one is from Joe Williams.
Thank you, Jan. I must say it's nice to have questions coming through again. Kim, both of your questions quite similar. First of all, it's not abnormal to see only two wild dogs together. That's quite possible. Quite often the pack might even split, even while they're on a hunt, and maybe hunt in different areas. But at the same time, Joe, sort of more to your question side, it is more typical to see larger groups. Also keep in mind that most of the documentary type of films and videos and stories you've seen on wild dogs would have been shot in wild dogs, large packs, a lot of it in the delta. So this is again a little bit different habitat. The prey species are slightly different, the hunting conditions are slightly different, so smaller packs could survive here, probably easier than a very large pack of, let's say, 15 dogs would. But this specific pack actually consists of 5. They're more up in the north Maneleti direction, but over the last week we've been very lucky that they've been down sort of here in Sabi Sands area more. We've heard them on the radio a few times. We haven't been able to see them until tonight, but there are 5 of them in total, 3 females and these 2 males, so they're a reasonable pack. Also keep in mind that the other thing that can make a pack status change very fast is they can have a lot of pups. I mean, in a healthy litter they can have 15, 16, 17, even more sometimes, but they can have a dozen plus pups at one go. And all the adults will help to feed those pups, and as they grow up, obviously you can go from a group of 5 like we have now to 15 or 20 dogs in the space of a few months. So that's also something that can change very, very fast. I mean, much faster than with pretty much any other species really out here of the large mammals. So Kim, Joe, I hope that answered both your questions. Jan, anything else?
Yes, Peter, I've got a 3-part question from Lynn, and she wants to know, what is the normal range of wild dogs with or without pups? How much of the area will they cover?
Okay, Lynn, quite a mouthful, quite a few questions there. First of all, the area that they cover, that one pack could cover, typically the numbers you would read if you look in books and so on, is normally about 50,000 hectares, so it's a very large area. It's the size of Sabi Sands Game Reserve almost, so they can cover massive areas. Obviously this pack is a little bit smaller, so they won't need to cover as large an area. We don't know how far north they go into Maniliki, but we know roughly where they go to the south and how far they go out here, so they're probably covering an area of about 10, 15,000 hectares. In acres, my math is a bit bad as acres, it's about 38, 40,000 acres, something in that region. And then that would change slightly when they have small pups. Those pups would be back at a den, and they would sort of hunt closer to the den, but they would still cover 5 or 10,000, 20,000 hectares literally quite easily. These guys can run incredible distances. They go into that loping run and covering 5 or 6 or 7 kilometers. It takes them 20 minutes or something like that. So they really do cover ground very fast, and they will also bring food back. So if they hunt something, I've seen once, I saw an impala hunt with wild dogs. We're very close to Buffelshoek Dam. There were 5 of them. We saw the impala run across the road, the wild dogs behind it, and they ran into bush maybe 60 meters away from us. By the time we got there, 30 seconds later, they devoured most of that carcass. So they're very, very quick at it, and then they can run back to the den, feed the pups, and they can even go on a second hunt or a third hunt. So depending, it's a bit of a long-winded answer to the question, but it depends obviously on a lot of things. Resources. Here in Sabi Sands especially, there's a lot of waterholes, so water they can get to quite easily. There's quite a lot of food, and so on. So they don't need as large an area. So I would say probably 15,000 hectares in this area. The pups can start running with the pack quite soon. Don't know exactly, I'm not going to give you a sort of exact statistic, but around about 3 months, 4 months old, they're strong enough to start running with the group, even though they may not be as sufficient or proficient hunters, but they will start learning from the pack and they'll start getting into the routine of hunting together. Obviously the techniques of wild dogs, there's a lot of different techniques. I mean, today we had 2 wild dogs, and on 2 occasions that we saw, they were very, very close to getting something. So if you have a larger group, the techniques could change quite a bit. You could have different dogs running around and different ones chasing and so on, but obviously then if you have a larger group, you also have more mouths to feed. So there's a balance that can work. This is a nice size, 5 of them, 3 females, 2 males. There will be an alpha male, alpha female breeding, and they would have a lot of offspring, and the rest of the group would help to raise those youngsters. So 5 is a good number. They could do well in this area. I think that covered all of it. That was fun, Jan. Did that answer all the points?
Yes, Peter, that's all of them. Thank you very much.
Alright, well, as you can see just over my shoulder here, there's still a couple of drops coming down. It's a hard one to call, but it is literally busy getting heavier. James, how do you feel? What's the camera saying? Yeah, I think things are getting wetter. We've already pushed the limits earlier, and I don't think we could have asked for anything more. Even if we could have planned it, if we could have planned this and scoped it out beforehand and picked the location and picked the species, we couldn't have done it any better. It was a perfect area for it. The fact that we could actually see them running around like that is not that easy to do out in this area. And 5 different times that they came back, elephants in between, lots of impala. It's been a spectacular afternoon. Really has been a lot of fun. It's always fun for me. James, your first time you've seen wild dogs. I'm sure many of you sitting here with us, your first time. And tomorrow morning is going to be another wild and exciting morning. We might have some interesting camera work on our hands as well. So I would definitely come and go bagang. Exactly. So now that you know anything I've wanted to say, what I wanted to say really is come and join us in the morning. It might be interesting. You can make the drive here with Wild Earth at Juma. 5:30 before sunrise we'll be out there, and there will be lots more to look at. From myself, Peter, from James, from Jan, and everyone else in the Live Control Center here at Wild Earth. Have an awesome evening, awesome morning, awesome afternoon, and see you tomorrow. Bye.